Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about the Chinese remainder theorem. Basically the Chinese remainder theorem can be used to solve different congruent equations with one variable. That means now suppose we have any number of different congruent equations, then how we can calculate the x value means now by using this CRT, that is the Chinese remainder theorem, it is easy to calculate the x value for the different congruent equations. Okay, how we can solve this problem means now the CRT state that the above equations have a unique solutions to the modular or relatively prime. That means now we have only one unique solutions to calculate the x value by using the CRT. What is the unique solution here? To calculate the x value here, okay, x equals to a1 m1 m1 inverse plus a2 m2 m2 inverse plus a3 m3 m3 inverse and so on an m1 mn mn inverse mod m. This is the only one formula to calculate the x value by using CRT. That means now in the given equation, as we know that okay, a1 and small m1, with the help of these two values, then it is easy to calculate the x value by using the CRT. Let us take the simple example to understand clearly. Okay, so remember that this formula is very important in the Chinese remainder theorem. With the help of this formula, okay, it is easy to calculate that what is the x value for the given different congruent equations. Now let us see here what is the simple example here. Now solve the following equation by using Chinese remainder theorem. Now what is the given equation here? X congruent 2 mod 3 and x congruent 3 mod 5 and x congruent 2 mod 7, then calculate the x. As we know that there is a simple single solution, okay, that is CRT, Chinese remainder theorem states that x equals to a1 m1 m1 inverse plus a2 m2 m2 inverse plus a3 m3 m3 inverse mod m. Why we will consider that only 3 here? The given equations are only 3. If the given equations are 4, then we will consider that 4 a4 m4 m4 inverse. If the given equations are 10, then we will consider that a10 m10 m10 inverse and so on. Okay, now the given equations are only 3, that's why we will take that what is the 3 equations. Now let us see here, we have to define that what are the given values in the given equations. So now what is the formula here? X equals to x congruent a1 mod m1. Okay, so that means x congruent 2 mod 3. Now as we know that what is the a1 value here? A1 value is a 2 and what is the m1 value? 3. Similarly, what is the a3 value here? A2 value here? 3 and m2 value is a 5 and a3 value is a 2 and m3 value is the 7. Okay, so these are the given values. Now what we need to find from this equation? We need to find out that what is the m1, m1 inverse, m2, m2 inverse, m3, m3 inverse and capital M. Okay, so these are the values we need to calculate. Okay, in the next slide. Now this is the given values, given equations. From these equations now the given values are a1 is the 2, a2 is the 3, a3 is the 2 and m1 is the 3, m2 is the 5, m3 is the 7. Now we need to find out that capital M1, capital M2, capital M3 and M1 inverse, M2 inverse, M3 inverse and M. Okay, now let us see here how we will calculate that capital M1, capital M2, M3, M1 inverse, M2 inverse and capital M in the next slide. Now this is the what is the given formula. Now as we know that what are the given values here. Okay, so now come here. So these are the given values and these are the values to find out from the given equation. Now first of all, now calculate the what is the m1 value. Okay, so what is the formula for m1 value here? Now m1 equals to capital M by m1. That means we know that what is the small m1. We don't know what is the capital M. Okay, to calculate the capital M, Now there is a formula here, capital M equals to small m1 into small m2 into small m3. Okay, as you know that what is the small m1, m2 and m3, that is 3 multiply 5 multiply 7. What is the value here? 105. That is, we will get that what is the capital M. Now we know that in this formula we know that what is a capital M, that is 105. What is a small m1? 3. 105 divides 3. 105 divides 3. What is the value? 35. That means we will get that what is the capital M1 value. Okay. And next one is what is the M2 here? What is the formula for M2? Capital M by small m2. Capital M by small m2. As we know that what is the capital M value? Okay, already it is calculated here 105. 105. That means 105 divides what is the small m2 here? Small m2 is the 5. Okay, so that is a 5. Then we will get that 21. Similarly, to calculate the m3, now capital M by small m3. Now what is the capital M value? 105 by 7. Okay, m3 value is a 7 and capital M value is the 105. Then what is the value for m3? That is 15. Now as we know that what is the capital M value? What is the capital M value here? 105. What is the m1 value here? That is a 35 and m2 value is a 21 and m3 value is a 15. M3 value is the 15. Okay, now with the help of these values, now we are going to calculate that m1 inverse, m2 inverse and m3 inverse in the next slide. Now come to here. Okay, so here already we calculated that what is the m1, capital M2, capital M3 and what is the capital M1 value. Then we are going to calculate that what is the m1 inverse. Now there is a simple formula to calculate that m1 inverse. Okay, so that is capital M1 into capital M1 inverse equals to 1 mod m1, small m1. That means now if you do the multiply with these two values, m1 with m1 inverse, then this value is divided with the small m1, that value must be equals to 1. Okay. Now as we know that what is the capital M1 value? What is the capital M1 value? It is 35. We don't know what is the M1 inverse. Okay. So we don't know what is the M1 inverse value. Now we are going to substitute 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. Suppose if you substitute the M1 inverse value is a 1. 35 ones, 35. So suppose if you take that 35 ones means 35. 35 divides 3. 35 divides 3. Then what is the resultant value? 3 ones and 3 11s. That is the resultant value is a 2. This value is not equal with the 1. Okay. So it is not suitable value and then substitute the 2 here. Okay. In place of M1 inverse, if you substitute the 2, now 35 multiply 2. Then the value become 70. 70 divides 3. 70 divides 3. That means 3 ones, 3 23s, 69. Then what is the resultant value? 1. Now we will get that what is the 1 value. That means what is the M1 inverse here? 2. Okay. So that means 35 multiply with 2, that value, this value divides 3, the resultant value, the remainder value must be equals to 1. Okay. Now finally M1 inverse equals to 2 because of this value. Okay. Similarly, if you want to understand clearly, we can now come to here, we are going to calculate that M2 inverse. As you know that what is the formula? What is the formula? Okay, M2 multiply M2 inverse equals to 1 mod M2. What is the meaning here? If M2 values multiply with M2 inverse and these values divides with M2, that resultant value must be equal with 1. That is a simple concept. Okay, as we know that capital M2 it is a 21. 21. Okay, M2 inverse equals to 1 mod. What is the small m2? Small m2 is a 5. Okay, now substitute the 1 value 25. M2 inverse value is a 1. If you substitute the 1 in place of m2 inverse, now the value become 21 ones, the 21. Okay, 21. What is the m2 value here? It is divides with the 5. Okay, 5 fours 20. What is the value here? 1. This value equal with 1. If the value is equal with 1, then that value consider as a m2 inverse. That is, it is equals to 1. Now m2 inverse become a 1. The similarly, come to the third one. Okay, so now m3 multiply m3 inverse equals to 1 mod m3. As we know that what is m3 value and m3 value. Okay, this capital M3 value is a 15, small m3 value is a 7. We can now substitute the 1, 2, 3 and so on in place of m3 value, m3 inverse value. Now, suppose first of all substitute the 1, 15 ones, 15 ones, 15. Okay, 15 ones, 15 divides, what is the value here? 7. Okay, 7 ones and 7 twos 14. What is the remainder? 1. It is equal with the 1. So that means the m3 inverse become 1 because of the remainder value is a 1. Okay, now what is m3 inverse value? 1. Finally, we have all the values, that is called as what is the a1, what is the a2 and what is the a3, what is the small m1 value, m2 value, m3 value, and capital M1 value, capital M2 value and capital M3 value, and M1 inverse value and M2 inverse value and M3 inverse value, and what is the capital M value. Now we need to substitute all these values to get the x value. That is here, there is a one formula here. Okay, so this is the simple solution to calculate the x value. That means what is the A1 value here? 2. And what is the capital M1 value? 35. What is the M1 inverse value? That is a 2. 2 multiply 35 multiply 2 plus what is the A2 value? 3. What is the M2 value? 21. And what is the M2 inverse? 1. Similarly, and what is the A3? What is the A3 value? 2. And what is the M3 value? 15. And what is the M3 inverse? 1. Mod, what is the capital M value? Capital M value is a 105. Then finally 2 multiply 3 multiply 2. Okay, so that is 2 35 70, 70 multiply 2 will get that 140 plus 21 3, that is a 63 plus sorry into 1 63, and 15 2s 30, 30 multiply 1 will get that 30. Mod capital M, what is the capital M value? 105. And here 140 plus 63 plus 60 sorry 30 will get that 233 mod 105. So now if you do that, what is the division algorithm? 105 divides 233 divides 105 will get that is only 23. Okay, so this is what is the how to calculate the x value by using the CRT for the given different congruent equations. Okay, so we have only one solution with the CRT, that is this formula x equals to a1 m1 m1 inverse plus a2 m2 m2 inverse plus a3 m3 m3 inverse mod m. With the help of this equation, it is easy to calculate that what is the x value for the given different congruent equations by using the Chinese remainder theorem. Thank you everyone.